You're no exception. If anything, you're the easiest guy to talk about. Not because you're easy to poke fun at, but Ron, I've probably gotten to know you best through our interactions that we've had over the last couple of years on a variety of topics and subjects. Not the least of which is success. I mean, you and I have always had conversations that are oriented towards success, and those relationships are invaluable. They're also very rare. I only have one other such relationship in the world of business, and it's with my best friend and partner in a couple of companies, Tom Cowan. And if I did a CD and not mention my partner Tom, it'd be insane. But you bring well, here's the thing. All of these other things that we've talked about work. They work fine on their own. They stand on their own 2 feet. They all have merit. Everything that each of these folks does brings an incredible amount of value to your practice, to your business. There are 2 things that tie them together, though, and without one of them, you have none, and without one of them, all the rest are far weaker than they could be. Without me, and again, I'm not comfortable talking about myself, but without what I bring to the table with knowledge about the psychological insights into attracting new patients, the insights into running an efficient, successful business, the insights of research and development. I mean, most people don't know, I'm spending tens of thousands of dollars every month on research and development for, new ways to attract patients, experimenting with old ways that have worked in the past with new twists. And there's all sorts of stuff that I do that I don't talk about that just comes to play in my membership in ClearPath Society. So what I bring to the table, none of these other things may not matter as much. What you bring to the table, Ron, and your service, your documentary, the dental documentary, as I like to call it, it makes every single thing we do that we've discussed in this book and all the co-authors, it makes every single thing pop, come to life, and provide. It's a translation between what these other authors do and the experience a patient is to expect. And so what all this boils down to is everything we've talked about here has to do with patient attraction or patient retention. All very basic things. What you do, Ron, is your skill set and your end product, this video documentary that you create for dental offices, brings all of these things together and amplifies them. It's like adding a couple billion candlelight power to something that's already cool, but really cranking up the power and seeing how extraordinary all of these things can be. And really, it's sort of an ultimate differentiator. I've been in business for over 20 years, and in 20 years' time, I can count on one finger of a vendor that has sent me a video and made me think really long and hard about why I should hire them or why I should seek them out as an expert. One person in 20 years has done that. And if you think about how many people I've interacted with in a 20-year period as, somebody that's, I'm a pretty active entrepreneur. I've had a lot of different businesses. I've been in a lot of different industries. I've met a lot of people. And in all that time, one person has sent me a video documentary about their company and how they can be used to grow my business. So when I look at what you bring to the table for a dental practice, every one of the things we talked about gets amplified through the use of your video documentaries that you do, through the use of sharing the most powerful human emotion with other prospective patients. So, in other words, you take what someone is feeling, and you're able to translate it into a video that is so powerful. Anybody watching the video that has any sort of hang-up about going to a dentist, it's immediately dissolved. It's melted away. It's like watching butter go from a solid to a liquid in the frying pan. I mean, it just evaporates. It goes away. The skill that you have in extracting stories, extremely powerful. And for a dentist to attempt to duplicate what you do, I'll give them about 30 years of working on it before they could even come close. I mean, there is no way to replicate what you do. Testimonials are one thing, but sharing an emotional experience, cutting through the fear, cutting through the trepidation, cutting through the just the apprehension that so many patients have about going to a dentist. Your videos do that. And I look at it like this: if over half the population doesn't go to a dentist now, for whatever reason, if you can utilize what Ron does to penetrate just a small, tiny fraction of a percent of that 50% that doesn't go to a dentist, you're going to become so busy and so wealthy. You could have 50 dentists working for you, 100 dentists, 200 dentists. It's that powerful. Ron's skill set is just unmatched. Let's just put it that way. And I'm not saying that because we're doing this audio CD together. I've seen it. I've seen what other companies do. I've seen what they attempt to do that Ron does, and there's nobody that even comes close. But if you want the ultimate differentiator between your practice and somebody else's, you will employ every system we've talked about so far, and you will tie it all together with a pretty red ribbon with what Ron does, and it will take everything you're doing now in your practice and take it to a level that is just unmatched. It's unreplicatable. That's really what it is. It puts you in a category of one. And in order to be successful in any business, you have to stand out. You have to attract attention. You have to attract interest. You have to have people that desire to do business with you. And Ron's video documentary and the process that he goes through with patients, with your team, it's just not anything you're ever going to experience. This is the only way you'll experience it is through Ron. Like I said, Ron is another person I will be relying heavily on as we grow our Wellness Springs Dental franchise. And he's somebody that I refer my clients to that are at that stage where they are ready for the next level of practice. So, and I can't say enough about integrity. I can't say enough about honesty and bringing far more to the table than what you are, than what any